What is going on to you Sagittarius out there? I hope y'all are having a great day. So listen, you Sagittarius, oh yeah, smash the like button. That way you can get more in tune to the energy of the reading. And I also want to go ahead and say before I begin that I run 3 YouTube channels. I am making a schedule. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and release videos today, but the next day I'm gonna release. So my release days are Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, this has been long overdue in the making. So the next time y'all are gonna see a video from me is Monday. Right? Today is Friday. You're gonna see one on Monday. But anyway, right? You're getting your videos today. So for you Sagittarius, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Oh yeah, by the way, if you'd like to get a private tarot reading, there's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's a way for you to do that, right? So for you Sagittarius, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands is about you Sagittarius. Excuse me. You got to walk away. The eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands represent self-preservation. A lot of y'all Sagittarius be hanging around with terrible people sometimes. I'm just gonna say what it is. Y'all hang out with terrible people sometimes, some awful individuals sometimes. Because a lot of the times they're fun, right? And I'll tell you why. I'll even go into it and explain it, right? Why it is that being bad feels so good. Being bad feels good because it delves or dives into the urges that a person has, and it encourages you to live out and experience whatever kind of urge you may have, despite living a life of asceticism. What is asceticism? Asceticism, right? It's not just the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Asceticism is where you're basically, it's a life of restriction. It's basically you being disciplined and saying no to certain things. So this is saying how it is that you Sagittarius are in a position where you're living your life, but you have to cut some people off because you're getting a little bit too exposed to the dysfunction. And that you Sagittarius, you're preserving yourself. Then you have the Queen of Cups, right? So it's a good thing that you stop hanging out with and stop indulging in those indulgences, because if you didn't, those things would essentially, they would tear apart your integrity. They would tear apart your integrity. They would make it so that you had no integrity, which puts you in a terrible disposition in the first place. So then the Sun and the Star card, the Sun is a star, how ironic, but talking about they could also mean the stars in the sky. Because remember, the sun that we have here, right, or the sun that we have just represents a twinkling light in the sky. Same thing when it comes to the stars that we look up at and see at night. Those are solar systems or their own versions of the sun, but so far away we can only see, I ain't gonna say we can only see it at night, but because with a telescope. But the point is is that you know what I'm saying, like it looks twinkling to us, but it's actually a different solar system. But the point that I'm trying to make here with this is, you said it, I'm a huge science nerd. I used to practice, I still do. But you Sagittarius happen to be in a situation where like this really is about protecting your own integrity. A lot of you Sagittarius are, you know, like I said before, a few weeks ago, you realized that the best thing for you to do, you can't necessarily interact with a person just because they show you that they like you for the moment, right? Because they could be really encouraging you to do some terrible things, or it could be a terrible example of who it is that they want you to be. So now you're in a situation where you have to figure it out for yourself. Well, what exactly do you want to do? Where exactly do you want to really go? right? Where's your sense of direction? Do you want to listen to your north node, or do you want to listen to your south node? Your south node, right, represents your basic, your own particular basic instincts. That's what the south node represents. And then the north node represents your sense of internal direction, your compass, right? Your internal compass. So my south node is in the crabs, right? The zodiac sign of the crabs, the Cancer crabs. My north node is in Capricorn. So my south node would be like food, family members, right? Being overprotective of my feelings. Uh, uh, um, hold on a sec. Oh, sorry about that. I thought somebody was at the door. But the point is that you, Sagittarius, are most definitely protecting yourselves. You're making very good decisions. You're making wise decisions. And Sagittarius is a zodiac sign of wisdom. You ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of wisdom. So is Pisces. So it's the planet of wisdom. But the point is that a lot of you, Sagittarius, are like waking up one day and then figuring out for yourself, like, whoa, you've actually got to discipline yourself on certain things. So a lot of you, Sagittarius, are making it a point, right? Eight of Wands, Three of Swords. You're making it that's what I'm talking about. You, Sagittarius, are making it a point to actually get your lives together. And I'm not saying that your lives are terrible. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to say that get your life more together. A lot of you Sagittarius are like, okay, y'all know where it is that y'all need to do improvements in. So a lot of you Sagittarius are like, okay, you're going to do improvements this way because you actually have to say no to these things, work out this kind of issue or problems that you may have this way. So a lot of you Sagittarius are just like, this is the reason why is that you're going to say no to these things, because you know that, yeah, you can get wild and crazy and fun and free and stuff like this, but it's a free for you in a way where it's not actually freeing, it's trapping. A lot of times people think that having an overabundance of freedom, right? No accountability will actually free them. Our species walks in between the lines. Y'all know I'm going there. Our species walks in between the lines of divinity and discipline. Discipline and basic instincts. Being totally free and having no accountability actually traps us, because we need to have accountability. Why? Because accountability is a receipt, or the lesson, or I should say the receipt, the actual proof that you have learned from your mistakes. When you have no accountability, your inhibitions are low. You have no boundaries whatsoever. You'll do anything. You're actually selling yourself out. You're selling yourself short. Why? Because when a person does that, it shows what other people will do is other people will strive to take advantage of that when you have no boundaries whatsoever and you just do whatever and don't care. Other people, especially people who live, or parasites, people who live off the strength of other people, they will take advantage of that. So the point that I'm trying to make here is the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords represent that discomfort or that pain that you Sagittarius have experienced, right? Or us as a species have experienced. It's to teach us the life lessons. This is why it is I was saying everyone ideally should get to a point where they learn the life lessons without taking it personally. How do we do that? Well, instead of us study the person, we study the actual event and study what happened, and we study what can be gained, what lesson we can learn, instead of thinking about the actual person. A lot of the times what has us ruminating and going over and over and over and dealing with the dysfunction from a person who lives like that and is crazy is because we're so busy thinking about what the person actually did, who they were, what they meant to us, as opposed to understanding what they meant to us, okay? And what we can learn and what they did, right? And not looking at it more. This is why I say, this is why it is I'm so against moralism in that regard, or I don't particularly agree, or I don't agree with moralism, because moralism is an organized ideology. Moralism will have you emotional and caught up in your emotions of, well, this person did this to me. Having a lack of morality. I never said decency. I never said have a lack of decency, because morality is not even what it is that most people think it is. When I say that I don't have morals, what I mean by that is I'm talking about it from a perspective of I know how to make the tough decisions. So what most people would consider is a lack of morality, right? Or a heathen or whatever, right? Because I joke with people and I'll say things like, yeah, I'm a heathen, but I'm coming from a spiritual place, from the perspective of if I have to pick one person and then between a whole boat full of people, I'm going to weigh it out between what are the qualities of the person or people. If the quality of that one person is worth more than the boat of other people, then the boat of other people, I'm choosing to do away with. If it's the other way around, if it's the boat full of people that are better quality than the person that is just that one individual, then I'm gonna root to keep that boat of people and get rid of the person that's just the one. So for me, that having that business minded, scientific, non-emotional approach puts things into perspective for me, because now I can make tough decisions, and I'm not just going off of my emotions of, oh, I like this particular person, I like this person. This is what I mean when I say that we don't play politics over here, because politics, from my understanding, it's an emotional game along with other things, without getting too much into the politics. But the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is about just that. You got to learn to not be so emotional. See, the problem with a lot of you, the problem with the fire signs in general is that y'all get your emotions caught up. But that's a fire sign thing, though. It's not anything that's a knock particularly on you. It is something that you have to improve upon. But at the same time, the fire signs, generally speaking, are very emotional. So the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles speaks to how it is that, you have to be more receptive. You have to actually take it in. Instead of, in order for you to make very good decisions on the quality of the people that you hang out with, your job, your career opportunities, your overall life decisions, because this reading is about life decisions, and you, Sagittarius, trying to make better life decisions in general. A lot of you Sagittarius have been, because honestly, what it is I'm saying is that you Sagittarius, up until the past 2 months, I want to say it's May, up until April, up until now, a lot of you Sagittarius have been essentially holding off on making very tough decisions, because, you emotionally was attached to the positions that you were in. You liked hanging out with said people or doing said things. And now a lot of you Sagittarius realize that, continuing to do those things are not necessarily going to be the best for you in the long run. So a lot of you Sagittarius, like I said, you're living a life of asceticism. You're choosing to give up a lot of other things in your life. So let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Three of Swords, the Moon, Ten of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Temperance, which is Sagittarius. So again, the three, you already have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords and the Moon is about, again, it will hurt at first, giving up all of these worldly, guilty pleasures that you Sagittarius have. But it's something that will do you good in the long run, though. And the moon represents concealment. The moon represents how, yes, you are giving up on those things, but it represents you not being able to be taken. It represents it being harder for people to take advantage of you. See, even though you Sagittarius are intelligent people, y'all can be taken advantage of because of the fact that y'all make emotional decisions, right? You know, this is what the horse versus the person is about. The person, right? The horse represents the naivety, and the person represents, horse will go off the cliff. Farmers are now actually, instead of having the horse, farmers are actually now choosing the mule, which is to breed the horse and the donkey together. Why? Because the horse will go over the cliff. Sagittarius is a mixture of the horse and the person, right? So y'all will metaphorically or spiritually go over the cliff because y'all like the person, but y'all not peeping game that the person was just trying to use you in the first place, right? And enough to understand what a bad deal is, right? Because a lot of y'all, as much as intelligent as y'all are, y'all make a lot of emotional decisions with wrong people. So the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Swords represents how, and the Temperance represents, again, you're not going to go down that easy, though. When someone is trying to come on in and take advantage of you from now on, it's not going to work because you live a life of asceticism. And living a life of asceticism in on itself has different it's a different playground. It's a different existence. Because like it is I was saying before, Leto Atreides, if you've ever seen the movies Dune, if you're a Dune fan like I am, love Dune. Actually got the book. Actually got the book. Yeah, actually, I really, I actually got the book. But if you're a Dune fan like I am, right, I love the movie so much. I love the Dune Part 2 so much, I went and bought the book. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that one of the characters in it is called Leto Atreides II. And Leto Atreides II is about the ruler, basically, or the king who basically became a sandworm. In other words, he sacrificed his human life or his humanity to become a god, basically, to people, right? So the point that I'm trying to make here is it's a very glorious but yet tragic situation, either way it goes, because it's going to be hard either way is the point that I'm trying to make. I'm going to let you think on that one, though.